Hi, everybody. Hi, Adam.
Webinar 99 in the world of Propy. Next one's going to be a big one. So, congratulations. Thanks for joining me. I know you're in beautiful South Beach here with us. We couldn't be in the
Absolutely.
same room, but we're in the same, we're just a couple blocks apart, which is ironic, but we'll meet up after this. But thanks for
Yes.
joining.
Thank you for inviting me. Very happy to be here.
So, for those of you who don't know, Madison Roberts is with Oppenheimer Realty, kind of a interesting luxury portfolio division. Madison also dabbles in everything crypto and Web3 from NFT to blockchain to all kinds of interesting things. She's had an interesting path to get to be the luxury agent she is now, a wealth of knowledge and a friend to the program. So, Madison, the question I have to ask is how do you get any work accomplished with South Beach? The energy here is very high, but it's not always what I would say constructive.
It is beach life, 100%. I am a Florida girl, born and raised, though. I've lived on the beach a few times, so you get used to it. The people are always nice, which is always great. It's like city life. People are always hustle and bustle and move faster. And here it's like, hey, I'll help you, or let's ride bikes together. But it's nice.
And surprisingly, South Beach does have a group of kind of locals that you guys get to know each other pretty quickly, right? It's not just all
Oh yeah.
tourists. You get to know locals.
No. The tourists only come. I mean, remember, you're here for spring break. Spring break started this last weekend. So normally it's just everyone is out walking around. Like for instance, for my street, I have Whole Foods 2 blocks to the left, and I got the Versace mansion 2 blocks to the right. So it's a really cool intertwinement of worlds. But also remember, here you also have the beach life, but I still have to walk past a McLaren to get to my car every day, which is it's mind blowing. And they're not rentals, like these people live here. So there is some sort of inspiration to where, you can not be crazy work oriented and still have a lot of
Right.
level of success. There's
Yeah,
balance.
Miami has like global wealth.
Yeah.
When you grow up in Indiana, like I did, Indianapolis had some rich people, but this is like global wealth, like
Yeah.
movie type wealth. So tell me, what is the real estate market like down here? My guess would be pretty hot, but what is it like? Because you're dealing with such a interesting and eclectic group of buyers from all over the world, literally.
Yeah. So Miami right now, every two foreign purchases, one of them is in Miami. And I mean, guys, that's everything from South America to Canada to like China and Amsterdam. Like, everyone's coming over here right now. And that's kind of hurting the locals because the locals are trying to move too. They say that we used to have 1,000 people move here per day, but we have over 1,000 people moving here per day. We can't get over that 99% absorption rate. There's just even rentals right now. I mean, people are offering full years for like I don't want to say cheap $3,000 rental, but for Miami, that's on the cheaper level right now. But even for those, people are offering full years of cash up front, and you just a normal working class person, they can't do
Right.
that. So it's gentrifying to the max every day. We're getting pushed out more and more west, north, south, you name it. Uh, Places are going up, and in the next by 2026, Miami has 40 to 50 new developments that are coming up, and I'd say like more than half of them are the same, more than half already purchased. So by the time in 5 years, when they're not even being like ready to move in yet, they're sold out. They're sold out before they're
What
even
what
made.
what is the global appeal to Miami? Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about being the crypto capital of the world, and it's obviously the banking capital of South America. But why does the entire world love Miami?
Well, low taxes. One, I know, especially for um, my coastal, I have a lot of clients from Costa Rica, and they love it when they come here because they feel at home. Here Spanish is one of the top languages that are spoken, and they blend right in. They love it. It's like a whole new city where they feel at home, but it's absolutely gorgeous and things that they're not
Right.
used to. So it's like I don't want to say it's a culture shock, but it's like a homey culture shock, where they still get to learn and have fun, but are very comfortable at the same time, which is nice for a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. It is really nice in terms of a global melting pot.
Yeah.
The local government has done a nice job the last couple of years of being pro-business and making sure that the state has done really well economically throughout the pandemic. And
Yeah.
I don't have an
And
opinion
the
either way
mayor
on it.
helps a lot with that too. He's
Speaking of the
really
mayor,
talking.
he's going to be there tomorrow.
Whoop, whoop.
He's
Yeah,
going to
he
be at
is.
the crypto summit. Tomorrow is the crypto summit here in Miami at the South Beach Convention Center. Still have
Yeah.
a handful of tickets left. Madison will be there.
Yes,
The
we will.
mayor will be there. We have a tremendous lineup. Mike Larrington from XRP Capital. We have several big time crypto and blockchain enthusiasts. We
Lots of
partner
big
with the line.
names. Yeah.
The lineup is stacked. It's
Oh,
like a
yes.
UFC card. Some are better than others. This one is stacked from top to
Yeah.
bottom. So
Yeah.
I am actually really excited just to go and sit and listen. And it's one of those things I think I'm gonna leave by the end of the day and my brain is gonna hurt. But so you just finished a crypto certification course.
Yes.
You are the newest crypto certified agent as of this afternoon. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very excited
What did you
about
think?
it.
You said it was a little more in depth than you thought it was going into it.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it would be a course, but it was very easy going. I mean, it was easy to listen to. A lot of facts for me as a crypto OG that I didn't even know. So I always like learning new things. And when you take classes like that for your clients, especially as a realtor, it's really nice to be able to throw in some knowledgeable facts even if you don't know the facts, and fake it till you make it kind of thing. One thing I always say about crypto knowledge is that it compounds. So once you hear one thing and you get one level, the next time you hear it, you'll understand it and be able to learn another level and then another level the next time. And it just takes time. I know it's really confusing for a lot of people, but it takes time,
It's a really interesting point. It compounds.
Yeah, that's the exact term I use every time because
there's a lot of truth to that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm a dinosaur with it, right? So when I started, there was 3 cryptos, and now there's 3 million. Like, I even have a hard time catching up. And the only reason why I feel fortunate, even knowing the past info and being able to relate it to the new info, because you still don't even know, like, there's stuff that came out this week that we don't even know about, and the only way we can know about this week is if we knew about the last week's and we were able to, relate it back and forth to each other to be able to actually truly genuinely comprehend.
Yeah, I tell realtors all the time, it takes 3 or 4 months of really thinking about it daily before it starts to click and you start to think, okay, I get why that works that way, or I get why the market's doing what it's doing. And plus, I personally love reading kind of the start of all of it. So I love reading these books from 6-7 years ago when guys were taking the blockchain and doing different things with it. So I really like the history of it because it kind of tells you how we got where we're at today. Yeah. So let's talk about crypto in Miami. Obviously Miami here is the crypto capital of the world. I don't think anyone could dispute that. We're non-biased. We're based out of California. I live in the Midwest. I think Miami is the crypto capital of the world. How has that affected people buying homes with crypto or leveraging crypto assets?
One good instance is as for realtors, if you ever want to go on the MLS, there is a finance tab that is specifically cryptocurrency. So if you ever want to go look for the listings that are listed under accepting taking cryptocurrency, that's just one of the ways of introducing it here. More and more people are getting into it, and they'll put the word in caps, crypto accepted, to kind of make it like a selling point, just to kind of get your eye on it, not that they'll actually do anything with it, but people are trying. The industry is getting it, and especially for someone like for my deals, for instance, I had to talk to a lot of people I had to talk to them just to find the deals, and a lot of people, since they don't know about it, I have to educate them. So I'm out here educating all these agents all of the time. And now they finally get it too. And they're able to go on and go so forth. And now it's so funny. You see agents all the time now, they'll just post crypto stuff just because they know they need to, they know they need to catch up with the times. And one thing that I used to get upset about was finding out that people were doing this, because I thought I was one of the first and original. I really wanted to take advantage of it. Right. But the thing is, it's here no matter what. It's
Right.
already happening. So
What,
you got
what
to
do you
stay in
think?
front of it.
So it's funny when you say, we'll take crypto, which now with stable coins and with Tether and USDC, like it taking crypto is really not, it really doesn't mean kind of what it used to mean in terms of with the stable coins. It's such an easy transaction. It's not really that different than writing a figurative check. What are your thoughts about that? And when I explain that to realtors every day, that for me for real estate is going to be really powerful, that stable coin aspect, because it reduces a lot of people who might have had that concern of, hey, if I put an amount in escrow to go to closing, in their mind, the market shifts much more violently than it really does. I think the
100%.
stable coin could be a game changer. What do you think?
It is the number one selling point. No volatility, no risk in theory. It
Yeah.
is just strong because for people who don't understand, that's all they know. Is the reason why they've never gotten into it before is because it's so volatile. They're scared of it. So if I am able to show you how stable truly this is and how I am going to get you cash the same day, either way, if that's what you want, but there's two things that come with that. Remember, it's whatever the seller wants. So if they wanted Ethereum, you totally could. And there's something that you said, just because they get USDC doesn't necessarily mean, or USD, or just because it's a stable coin doesn't necessarily mean it's like a crypto or cash or something. I think that's what you just said.
Yeah, it's close to writing a check.
So it totally depends on the transaction and who you're dealing with, because some people, like for instance, the new FTX and Waldorf Astoria connection, where FTX, the crypto exchange, is helping Waldorf take crypto, right? That instance, FTX is being involved because they are acting as an escrow and transfer exchange agent. Whereas, for instance, my transactions, we do no escrow. There is nothing but literally the buyer sending the crypto to the seller, and the
Love
seller
that.
gets to decide what he wants to do. So in that instance, there is no cash, there's no nothing. It is strictly crypto, even though it is USDC, but it is still on an exchange and you still have to
Right.
exchange, you know.
It is interesting. It's interesting to me how comfortable people are putting mediators into a non-intermediated transaction. And even if you look at FTX, sorry about that. Even if you look at, some of the traditional exchanges, I don't know what it is. We are very comfortable putting third parties back into transactions that we've worked for years to get third parties out of.
Yeah.
You think it's just ease of mind? Is it, I don't want to
Um,
remember all of the things.
yeah.
It makes me sleep better at night knowing there might be a company that, and listen, by the way, if you think Coinbase is, if you have a problem with Coinbase, they're going to call you back, email you back. You're not. So but I think people sleep better at night thinking, if there's an 800 number I can call. Why do you think people are so comfortable intermediating something that we kind of took the mediators out of?
That's funny. Yeah, because the whole point of a bank was to not have that third party. This
Right.
was one of the original points of Bitcoin.
Right.
But there's two things. One, people are still scared and uneducated. So they think that, especially developers, especially real estate related, at least, developers, investors, older people with the money who actually own the houses that you want to buy, they don't trust it yet. They are not knowledgeable enough. And the escrow, the fact that someone's holding that money for you, it helps.
Yeah.
Or you're an actual crypto person and you refuse to use any escrow, because it goes both ways. If every time you exchange, it costs money, right? Every time you,
Yeah.
or not, sorry, not every time you exchange, every time you send, it costs money.
Yeah.
Every time you send, it's an extra risk of something happening to that transaction. So there's a lot more risks involved when there's more transactions. So it goes either way, whoever's comfortable with what. The cool thing is we have options for everything.
Yeah. I think once people start using crypto in a way they use Venmo for microtransactions, and that trust and that will be built up. My biggest pet peeve is when people say, "Oh, crypto is just like Venmo." I say, no, you're not understanding the decentralization of the aspect of crypto. If you think it's like, because Venmo is in the middle of Venmo, and I think it's just interesting because once you really kind of think it through, it will get more evolved as we go.
Here's the point. crypto can never be fully decentralized until we are on decentralized servers. Meaning, I use Cash App all day to send Bitcoin back and forth all day, but Cash App will 1099 me still, right?
Yeah.
So any American-based company, which is what has become mainstream, like Coinbase, that's always going to be a factor, because that's all people know right now. Like the crypto OGs, they know the ways to not use Coinbases or American-based companies, but that fact, that's it. It's just using those American-based companies because they will get their money, and that's why.
Yeah, and listen, we would never, obviously you're gonna pay taxes on any sort of crypto because one, you should, and two, is it's 100% transparent. It's just the quickness to which we are comfortable putting a third party back into a crypto transaction on a macro level. And I get it for the real estate. You want third party escrow to make sure you're going through there, but I won't go down this rabbit hole with you because I spend too much time.
I know we could go for a while now.
Yeah. Sure. So you just knocked out the crypto course. You're selling properties all over South Florida. I know your office is in Fort Lauderdale, but you live down here in South Beach, which for those who aren't familiar, it's about 20 miles, but it could be almost two different worlds when the traffic is bad. What are you seeing? What are the new engaging? How are you using? This is a question I get a lot. How are you leveraging your crypto knowledge to attract new buyers and sellers?
Holding monthly events. We have an event called Crypto and Cocktails, to where the whole point is to be able to get a farm crypto people. Like crypto people come in, and depending upon what you offer. For instance, the next Crypto and Cocktails will be an educational panel. So it'll be for newbies to come in, not necessarily getting crypto clients, but it's just getting the word out there, right? Education is the first step to integration. So as long as people just keep learning about it and getting there, solidifying your brand and your name, which is, like what we're concentrating on, the pieces will fall into place. This is not even a year old.
Yeah.
People using crypto for real estate. We haven't even begun yet.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's not that uncommon for crypto and blockchain. Like these blockchain meetups, and even Vitalik in his book wrote, there'd be like 3 people there. And now the guy's like, a rock star. But even 5, 3, 4 years ago, as it relates to blockchain, be 2 or 3 people in a city getting together and get passionate about it. So when you do the Crypto and Cocktails, are you marketing to other agents to come and learn? Are you marketing to buyers and sellers?
Yeah, we don't want agents there. The whole point is to get clients.
Get out.
Purposely don't invite them. But then that's not a big deal. I mean, everyone comes, but that's the thing. Everyone comes. Like you put the word crypto on anything, especially in Miami, and they're there. Especially if it's at a bar and you're offering free drinks and things, they're there. It's just about
you're trying to attract buyers and sellers, just build your farm, build your SOI, whatever it might be.
The branding,
subject matter expert. Yeah. How else do you use it? Traditional media. I know you're pretty active on social media. You do a really good job with that.
Just conferences and talking and getting the word out there. Just having conversations. Like people don't even know that this is a thing yet. This is not like mainstream, right? It's still making headlines when something like this happens. We don't have a $5 to $10 million crypto deal happen every 6 months. We don't. The world doesn't. So. Just seeing it and being there, it's just so new. It's so new. So once people start really realizing it, like Propy, how everyone's seeing that you can now NFT houses and buy and seeing that, you're blowing people's minds out there, and they're seeing the possibilities and the potentials, and that's all it takes. Just having people see it and changing. I said this today. You're changing people's minds. We're changing the world.
Right.
That's what it takes. It's just that one mind changed, and that one person, they're going to tell 10 people, they're going to tell 10 other people. And it's going to slowly ball. It'll like NFTs, how we're still not even a year in NFTs being popular. NFTs been around for a while, for years, but only this last year. Yeah, and then imagine when we start taking it even further professionally, like our deeds and leases and taxes, we have not even begun.
Car maintenance, concert tickets, you name it. I am, it is exciting, and as you get a little bit older, you realize that not many times in life, especially in real estate, where you're at the precipice of something. I was lucky enough to kind of see the first go around of aggregate sites with Trulia and Zillow and kind of how
Yeah.
they made the home buying process so much better for the homeowner. And what I always tell realtors is don't try to figure out your role in it. Figure out how new technology is going to better the homeowner, because that's what it's going to look like. And then you figure out how you bring value to that. Um,
Absolutely.
and that's where a lot of realtors, they look at the NFT and they say, okay, is this going to put downward pressure on, gross commissions? And, it's a real conversation.
Okay.
But that's a conversation you should be having, not just put your head in the sand and wait till it comes around. But we don't think it will. We think it will just, the technology will smooth out, intermediate the transaction a little bit. So
That is always a
you
concern.
did some interesting things. I'm a bit of an NFT nerd. I
Okay.
know you are too. I love every morning, sometimes way too early. I'm looking at what dropped, what are the new collections. I like
Really?
reading maps. I do.
A
I
nerd.
don't. I really enjoy the NFT aspect in terms of when I buy an NFT, I feel like I'm part of a group or a collection of groups of no
Absolutely.
different than when I was a kid. I had baseball cards because I love baseball. My buddies love
Okay.
baseball, and I really loved, the San Francisco Giants. And he was a Cleveland guy. What we had our kind of passion, but we kind of got into this world. And I think we're the NFT world where people underestimate is like with the Bored Ape group. They're actually opening up a real yacht club. They're actually doing some things
I
together.
saw
They're on
that.
Discord together. A lot of them buy and
There's a
sell.
dating app now. There's a dating
Oh,
app for only people who have bored apes.
I
Isn't that
I
funny? Like they're
am
crazy.
not. I'm not in the dating pool, nor am I in the Bored Ape Club ownership club. But it's
Neither am
interesting.
I.
That's a really good example of people are. See, this is what I really love about this technology. People, by and large, they want to be part of a tribe. We really do. It's why we wear
Community
our
based.
favorite team
Mhm.
gear. That's like we want to be part of a tribe really badly. We don't acknowledge it. And so this technology allows us to digitally be part of this tribe. Like I was reading a bunch of things about ETH Denver, and the number one thing everybody said about ETH Denver was it was just nice to see everyone again in person. But the public persona is all these coders and developers don't want fellowship. They don't want to see each other in person. They all have online. No, that there is a human nature that these NFTs can lend into. My question ended up taking 5 minutes of me just talking. Tell me about some of the things you've done with NFTs. I know you're into the space as well.
Oh, well, the utility, is the important part. That's
Yeah,
really what comes in, especially
I
like
would
the
agree.
Gambling Apes Cub. Just by holding certain NFTs, you're promised a certain percentage of profit per month. Like that's awesome for a lot of people. But NFT wise, I love to liaison a lot of projects. I happen to have a crypto team at my hands. I work with Miami Crypto Experience, which is one of the Forbes rated biggest education expo for crypto here in the United States. It's always in Miami. And that team, it's a special team of developers and project managers. They're my good friends. So whenever I get a client, for instance, one of my good friends, his dad is Russell Wilson's agent in the football. So we did Russell
Big week
Wilson's
for
NFT.
Russell this week.
What'd you say?
Big week for Russell this week.
Yes. Yeah. We've the NFT release has been planned accordingly. So you'll see it soon. But we've done everything from like local artists working with Alec Monopoly. We've written a protocol for a Kardashian coin. I can't tell you which one. Just a lot of things. Another cool one was at the last Miami Crypto Expo, we did two firsts. So we were one of the first companies in the United States to create a fiat onboarding ramp, which means from our website, you can purchase NFTs with your credit card or a debit
Yeah.
card. And you can't really do that. Like OpenSea uses MoonPay now, whereas we literally have it, you're buying it in your credit card, which that's a whole other cool aspect in itself. But the second thing is we did two. It was the first Porsche sold on the blockchain. It was signed by Rick Ross. Rick Ross came out and did a little private show. It was cool. The other one was Terror Squad, which is Fat Joe and
At Joe and the boys.
all of the old I don't want to say 90s, they're 90s rappers.
90s,
East
early
Coast?
2000s. I think they're from New York, maybe Bronx
Yeah,
or
the East Coast.
yeah.
But we did they have it's called a Terror Squad, like a chain, and they wanted to NFT it, and it was they're an old collectible artists, I
Right.
guess you could say. So they have a following. So things like that, like people are doing, but they come with utilities. For instance, for the Porsche NFT, we sold the NFT that came with the Porsche. You sold the chain NFT that comes with the chain. So when you have utility behind your NFTs, like selling a house as an NFT,
Yeah.
it just gains so much traction, and it just shows you the true real world use that you can put into things, which is the whole point of learning about it,
Yeah.
how
I often tell people that frustrates me too. People, equate NFTs with digital image ownership, and it's really not. The NFT
yeah.
is the vehicle to which ownership and smart contracts. They kind of nuance together, and it's really interesting. I always look at everything around NFTs like the iceberg above the water. Like that's the part you see with the digital art, the apes and the CryptoPunks. But
100%.
really below the water is where the muscle of the NFT is. And that's the part. And listen, NFT and blockchain really kind of are so tight, smart contract, but to me, they kind of all run together. That's the part that's probably the most exciting. And I always say to realtors, cryptocurrency will impact real estate, but the blockchain smart contracts will change real estate. And and
100%. Yes.
and I don't think that's the most bright statement in the world. I think it's stating the obvious sometimes. But realtors think it's really smart. So I say it every time. So tomorrow's the big day. You're coming down early. You and I are gonna sit in the front row together, hanging out.
All right.
Excited about it. And then
Very excited.
if people want to reach out to you, talk about real estate, they want to give you some referrals, they want to pick your brain, how could they get a hold of you?
You guys follow me. It's really easy on Instagram. Madison Sold It. Otherwise, Madison Roberts on LinkedIn. I'd love to talk to you.
Sold It. That's a good one.
Madison Sold It.
Well, cool. Thanks for hanging out with me. And then we'll see you tomorrow.
Me. Yes, sir. Thank you, Adam. Bye, guys. Have a good day.